Welcome all my friends. Have a good day to everyone. Today you join us with the 51st design of our website design series. Let's begin. First, click on the plus mark at the top of the screen and open a new tab. Next, type glitch.com in the address bar and click the enter button. Now you have entered the Glitch website. Now click on the plus mark on the screen. Again, open another tab and visit the dpcode.lk website. Click on lesson number 232. Click on the Start Project button. Now we have entered the project. Let's make this page editable by clicking the Remix button on the top right side. When you click on the preview below and open the preview pane, you can see the preview on the right side of the window. First, change the name of the project according to the name of today's lesson. Go to the panel on the left and click Settings. Now I click Edit Project Details and type as 51st Lesson DP Code where it's called Project Name. Now click on the Save button. You can see that the changed project name is displayed on the left side. Today we are going to create a web page with information about how to save water using Bootstrap's tabs and paginations. Bootstrap's tab means friends to arrange several types of data or elements in several panes /tabs. In Bootstrap's paginations, what we do is to prepare a navigation to go from the current web page to another web page. Okay, let's start the lesson. As usual, first I open our HTML file. We have linked our usual Bootstraps, CDN links and CSS files and script files with the title of Clear Water. First, below the body tag, I open an IMG tag to add an image. Go to the assets on left and copy the URL of this image and paste it here as IMG src and set the width to 100%. You can see if the image has been added by opening the preview pane in the preview below and looking at the preview on the right side. Okay, now to make a Jumbotron from line 16, a class is created called Container in a division. Next, create a Jumbotron class in another division and open a paragraph tag. Name a class as text as center in this and type an important paragraph about the importance of water like this. Although it is a human right to have access to water, sanitation and hygiene, billions of people open angle bracket BR close angle bracket still face everyday obstacles in getting even the most basic of services. Open angle bracket BR close angle bracket. Around 1.8 billion individuals utilize a source on a worldwide scale. Now I am going to make the container on the page. For that, I come to line 24 and create the container fluid class in a division. In another division, a class called col-md-7 col-xs-12 is created. Now I type a heading 3 as water conservation activities and add a horizontal line from line 27. Now I am trying to create the tabs. In line 28, a class in an unordered list is named as nav-tabs. A class called active is given to the first list and the data-toggle of the anchor tag is given as tab. The hyperlink is named as #tab1 and the name of the first list is typed as rain garden. Look, our first tab is displayed in the preview. To make two more tabs like this, I open the list code on line 29 and paste it on lines 30 and 31. Remove the active classes in the second and third list and change the hyperlinks to #tab2 and #tab3. The name of the second list is changed to water saving equipment and the name of the third list is also changed to drip irrigation. Look, now there are 3 tabs in our preview. Now I need to enter 3 contents related to these 3 tabs. For that, I open a div tag from line 33 and create a class called tab-content. Now create another division and type the ID of the first tab as tab1 and create a class called tab-pane-fade in active. Now type the paragraph from the next line in this way. A rain garden is a landscaping feature that gathers rainwater from a roof, driveway or street and enables it to seep into the ground. Rain gardens, which are often planted with grasses and blooming perennials, may be a cost-effective and attractive method to minimize runoff from your property. To create paragraphs for the remaining 2 tabs, I select the code related to the div in the first tab from 34 to 39. Copy it and paste it from line 40 and line 46. Now change the ID in line 40 to tab 2. We remove the active class because we only keep the first class as active. Now, as a paragraph of it, dishwashers and laundry washers are the most prevalent water-saving appliances, while toilets, shower heads and faucets are popular fixtures. They can just use less water while achieving the same results. Example, low-dash flow shower heads is given. In the 46th line, change the ID to tab 3, erase in the inactive class and type the paragraph in tab 3 in this way. Drip irrigation is the most water-efficient method of irrigating a variety of plants. It's an excellent method for water clay soils since the water is supplied slowly, enabling the soil to absorb it and preventing runoff. Drip irrigation uses a fraction of the water used by overhead spray irrigation. Okay, now in our preview, when we click separately on the tabs 3 semicolons, we can see the tab content. I come back to our code and to add an image to the side, create a new division from line 55 and name a class called call-md-5 call-xs-12 first-div init. From the next line, open an img tag and go to assets. Copy the URL of the image called img2.jpg and paste it as img-src of this. From there, the width is given as 200 px. Okay, now I come to the navigation part of the page. First, open a division from line 59 and create the container-fluid class. Open another division in the next line and create a class in it called call-md-12 call-xs-12 text-center. Now inside this, another class is named as fact-div in a div. Open an image tag in line 62. Since we need to call it in our scripts, an ID is given as facts. As the src of the image, go to assets and copy and paste the URL of this img3.jpg and specify the width as 40% as the size. Okay, the fact image is displayed in our preview. Now I have to create the pagination link below this. For that, I open an nav tag from line 63 and then open an unordered list tag in it. I name a class as pagination text-center in it and open the first list from next line. I want to list the pagination so that I can go to the previous page, then to pages 1, 2, 3 and finally to the next page. I first give the list an ID called priv-item and type the class as page-item disabled. To enter the link of the page, come to line 66, open an anchor tag, name its class as page-link and the function which should be happened is typed as load page within brackets priv inside the quotation marks when the link is clicked. I name this first link as previous. Friends, look now. We have opened our pagination in our preview. When we move our mouse cursor over this link, we can see that the cursor changes to an icon called No. This happens because only the previous link has been added here and no link has been added to go back and open it. That's why we have given the class of the link as disabled. Let's further prepare these in the pagination function. I select the code from line 65 to line 67, copy it and paste it to line 68. Change the ID to page-item, erase the class, type 1 instead of priv in the function and name the second link also as 1. To add links to 2, 3 and next paginations, I select and copy the list code from 68 to 70 and paste it from line 71, line 74 and line 77. Now in line 72, change the number of the load page function to 2 and type the link as 2. In the same way, I change the function and name of line 75 to 3. Next, to add the next line, change the ID in line 77 to next-item and give a class as page-item, like in the previous one. Change the onClick function to load page within brackets next and name it as next. Okay, Now we have made the pagination links. Let's open the preview. When you move the mouse cursor over these buttons, you can see that the buttons are highlighted. Let's add the links of the images that needs to be paginated here. In the functions of the Java code, now I am creating some labels to input the details of the user to contact our page. In line 85, create a class called container-fluid in a new division and create a class called call-md-7 in another div in it. Next, open a form tag and give a link to its action on a page called success.html. Next, from the 88th line, type contact us as heading 2. Now I create the first label to include the name. In line 89, create a class called call-md-6 in a new division and create a class called form-group in another div. Open a label tag from the next line and set for attribute as first and name the label as name. After that, the type of the input attribute is given as text and the input class is named as form-control. The placeholder is kept as empty and the ID is typed as first as in the label. Look, there is a text input to enter the name in our preview. I want to create some forms to include more company details, phone number and email address. So I select and copy the division from 89 to 97 in the name label and paste it to line 98, then again to line 107 and then to line 116. Now in line 100, change the value of the 4 in the label to company and change the label name to company/home/office details and add the ID as company. In this way, in line 109, the 4 attribute value of the label is changed to phone and the name of the label is typed as phone number. Then the input type is given as TEL and the placeholder and ID are typed as phone. As the last input, the value of the 4 attribute of the label in line 118 is changed to email, and complete the labels by giving values and emails for both the placeholder and email. Okay, now you can see 4 form labels in our preview. Now I want to include a radio input. The user can choose the best time to contact us from our website, whether it is morning or evening. First, from line 125, I create a class called call-md-12 in a division. Next, open a label tag, give for attribute and type of its value as contact-preference and name the label as when is the best time of day to reach you. Now to add radio input from line 128, I create a new division and create a class called radio in it. Now I create a label again and open an input tag in it. The type of the input is given as radio and a name attribute for it is typed as contact-preference. The ID is also given as contact-preference and the value is typed as AM because it is morning. To say that it is a radio input of check type, I will give the attribute called check and name the label as morning. Evening also needs a radio input in the same way. So select and copy the morning code from 128 to 137 and paste it on the 138th line. Now change the value to PM and name the label as evening. Look friends, in our preview, there are 2 labels called morning and evening that we can check. We can click one of these and mark it. Now, after filling the details like this, to create a submit button to submit the form, I come to line 149 and open a new division and create a class called call-md-12 text-center. In the next line, the button is created. Submit is given as the type and a class is created as btn-primary. Then the button is named as submit. When we create the class called btn-primary, that button is displayed in green color. Friends, look at the preview. Let's add CSS to this button and other elements. Okay, now I will add an image at the bottom of our web page. I come to line 154 and create a class called call-md-5 text-center in a div and open an img tag from the next line. Now go to the assets on the left side and copy the URL of the image called img4.jpg and paste it here as IMG SRC. Next to that, the width is given as 70%. Now, I open my CSS file to add styles to these HTML elements. For the Jumbotron we made, I set the margin dash top as 20px and give a light color code called #FEFEEA as the background dash color. Next, to change the font size of the anchor tags and pagination links and label names of the form, from the 5th line, tags and the classes are named as a, .form-group, .col-nd-12 and set the font dash size to 17px for all three, and the font dash weight is also given as 600. Look, now the font is clearly visible in the preview. In the paragraph of the tab content, the font dash size is typed as larger. Now to style the submit button as well, I give the btn class a code related to a green color called #126363 as the background dash color, and also give the font dash size as 20px. To increase the size of the button a little, give width 150px and height 50px and reduce the margin dash top by 100px. Okay, now I open the preview of the page in a new window. Okay, our page is now neat and beautiful. Now I open my script.js Java file to create the functions related to our paginations. First, I create a variable called current slide and put as =1. Next, the function called loadPage is given the parameter called page number and the statements are made. First, make the if statement, and if page number is equal to 1, take it as current slide equal 1. Update the HTML element which is called id as facts and say to give this image as src, and then go to assets and copy the URL of the image called slide1 and paste it inside the quotation marks where it's called src equal, and add a semicolon to complete the first statement. Now to add function to pagination links 2 and 3, select and copy the code of the if statement from 3 to 7 and paste it from the 8th line and the 13th line. From the 3rd line, change the if statement to else if. Change both page number and current slide to 2 and copy and paste the URL of the slide2.jpg image in assets and img src. In this way, in line 13, the statement is given as else if, and both page number and current slide are changed to 3. From the 18th line, another if statement is made, and if the page number is previous, it is asked to provide a slide 1 less than the current slide using the load page function. From the 22nd line, create another else if statement in the same way and give next to the page number and create the current slide as current slide plus 1. If there is no such condition, another else statement is made from line 26 to set the current slide as 1. After the current slide is updated, to ask to remove the disabled class from the 29th line, give as document.getElementById and in the brackets open quotation marks, put the HTML elements called priv-item in it and .ClassList.remove inside brackets type as disabled semicolon. In the next line, the function is created for the next, and the next dash item is given as an HTML element. After coming to line 31, as an if statement, if the current slide is equal to 1, to ask to add the disabled class to the priv-item element again, the function is created in this way inside the quotation marks document.getElementById within brackets priv-item.ClassList.add within brackets disabled semicolon. Select this function and paste it on the 34th line. When the current slide is equal to 3, to ask to add the disabled class to the next dash item HTML element, change the slide number and the element. Okay, now we have coded the functions of our page. Now I open my HTML file again. Now open the preview of our page in a new window from the preview below. Look, when you click 1, 2, 3 respectively on this pagination link, the images are changed. Here, while the image of the first link is opened, when the preview link is moved up, the cursor changes to no sign. That means it becomes disabled. Also, when the image of the third link is opened, when the next link is moved up, the cursor changes to no sign. Did you see it? Well, today we have brought to our little friends how to use Bootstrap paginations and Bootstrap steps. So our lesson is over for today. Let's talk about Bootstrap models and tooltip in the next lesson. To see the creation you made, WhatsApp it to the phone number 07681252244. Tell your friends about the creation. Send it to me and send it also to your friends to see this app. And one more thing, you too join the DP Coding School Telegram group and try to be the DP Code Champ Best of the Week once every week. For that, keep in touch with us. And one more thing, join our DP Coding Club. And now you can start DP Coding Club in your schools. We are ready to give all the guidance for that. If you want to start DP Coding Clubs in any school where computer labs are available, make a request through the principal to the email address info@dpcc.lk. So let's meet with another interesting lesson with DP Coding School. Have a good day.